Here is an interesting application of properties of the roots of quadratic equations. Question is, find the equation whose roots are the squares of the roots of 2x squared minus 5x plus 9 equals to 0. So we'll use the properties of the roots. From this given equation, we can say sum of the roots should be, let the root be x1 and x2, then x1 plus x2 should be equals to minus b by a. Minus will be minus of minus 5, which is 5 over 2. And the product x1 times x2 will be c by a, that is 9 over 2. So that is what is given to us when this equation is given to us, correct? So these are our equation number 1 and 2. Now what we need to find is equation whose roots are squares of the roots of this. That means that the roots are actually x1 square and x2 square. So these are the roots for our equation. Now let's figure out what is the sum of these roots. That is x1 square plus x2 square is equals to how much? This is what we need to find. Well, we can use the property that x1 square plus x2 square can be written as equal to x1 plus x2 whole square, which will be x1 square plus x2 square plus 2ab, which is 2x1 x2. So if we take away 2 times x1 x2, we get x1 plus x2 square. You get it? So that's the trick involved here. This is the strategy. Now we know what x1 plus x2 is. It's 5 over 2. So we'll write 5 over 2 whole square minus 2 times 9 over 2, which is x1 x2. Right? And now we can solve this, which is 25 over 4 minus 9, and that gives us how much? 25 minus 9 times 4 is 36 over 4, correct? So that gives us minus 11 over 4, right? So we get x1 x2 as equal to minus 11 over 4. So that is x1 x2, right? Let me push this page a bit forward. So we found sum of these two roots, correct? So let me just divide this page and now find product. Product of these two roots will be x1 square times x2 square, right? So that is equals to x1 x2 we know is 9 over 2. So it is 9 over 2 whole square, and that gives us 81 over 4. So from here we know now what is sum of squares of these roots, I mean the roots required and their product. Now since we know this, we can find the equation. So equation should be how much? Equation should be x times x minus sum of roots. So what is sum of roots? Minus 11. So we'll write minus 11 over 4x, x squared rather, plus the product, which is 81 over 4 equals to 0. So that becomes the equation, right? Now we can take common denominator of 4, rather multiply everything by 4 and write down our answer. So we get 4x squared minus minus is plus 11x plus 81 equals to 0. So that is what we get as our answer for this particular question. I hope you understand and appreciate the strategy. So let's go through it once again. What we did was, we found sum and product of given equations roots using the properties of quadratic equations, right? That is, you can write a quadratic equation as, let me write quadratic equation general as x squared minus sum of roots, right, times x plus product. equals to 0. So that is the general equation. Now we had to find an equation whose roots are squares of the given roots. So if the roots are x1 and x2, then roots squares will be x1 square and x2 square, right? So now we know that we need to find sum of x1 square, x2 square and product. Sum, we utilize this formula. A plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So we subtracted 2ab to get what x1 square plus x2 square is and found the value is minus 11 over 4. And then we found what the product is. So product of these two roots will be 9 over 2 whole square and then the equation. So that is how we can find the solution of given question, right? I hope you appreciate and understand the method. So that is our final answer. Thank you.